Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this Sunday morning. It is time for day 4 at the Oval. It's India versus England, and it's great. This is a great day. Anybody who's going down there with the Bharat Army, you're in for a superb day. If you're already there, pumped and watching this on your phone, thank you very much. Thank you to my good friends. I've got to say a massive appreciation to Dafa News for looking after us. Dafa News have made all this possible and have allowed these fans to come together and to talk about the great game. And what a great game it is. Gurkirat is here, Yatharth is here, and of course Kunal and Sanika. Gurkirat, surely today is the most important day for India in the test series so far.
Yeah, this is something that you said yesterday as well.
Oh, did I? Oh, hold on a minute. What script have I got? Hold on. I've got yesterday's script. No, it's still. No, I'll tell you why I said it. I said it yesterday because I do think yesterday was a key day. India had to come out and do what they did, right? And we got a nice amount of runs on the board. We've created that nice little lead now. But had yesterday not gone well, had yesterday not gone like that, today would have been irrelevant. Today would have been, if we got whitewashed. So that's why I still think yesterday was the most important day, don't you?
Yeah, but that is test cricket. You have to focus on each and every session and each and every day. Unless you have a dramatic collapse or an exceptional performance, good or bad, like India had in Headingley, each and every session carries value and is important. We were talking about yesterday how the first hour was going to be important, but how important was the last hour as well, because they had gotten 2 wickets into the cliches that we.
Yep. Sorry, I'm losing you a little bit.
I think sometimes you get so much caught into the cliches that we don't realize that each and every phase in some way is important in Test cricket, and that's how the format's been made and framed.
So really, it's like it's a bit like when I buy my wife an anniversary present. You're saying, actually, don't buy an anniversary present because, hey, every day is your anniversary. That's what you're doing. You're doing the same, like, oh, it shouldn't just be, you shouldn't just go and pray on one day. You should pray every day. Yeah, I know that you're spreading the love all the way throughout the year, but yesterday, I want to hear it from you. Yesterday was more important than today. It was more important yesterday, but because otherwise, really, without yesterday, there would be no today.
Not really, because if India had not gotten out England on the second day, then yesterday would have been quite different. So it's exactly what I'm saying, that all phases in a test match are important. It's just that sometimes we get too much caught up into the cliches that we don't realize that the moment you take off the intensity, or the moment you start feeling a little relaxed, it doesn't, you don't even realize when you've lost the incentive. And this is similar to what has happened in this series with both the teams. Whenever they've felt too comfortable at any stage, they've let go of the opportunity.
See, there's so many wisdom. There's so much wisdom there. People, listen. That applies to marriage as well. As soon as you take off the intensity, you lose the incentive. That's what it is. So you've got to have the incentive that this could all go horribly wrong at any time, and then you'll keep working at the relationship. Yatharth, you're a long way away from getting married. Please stay single for as long as you can and enjoy it. What a day yesterday, I got to say, right? It was a great day yesterday. Rohit, a brilliant session from him, a brilliant performance from him. He left well. Right, he played the game well. He paced his innings. I'm not the stats man, but I'm gonna try and impress my CEO and my apprenticeship guy here when I tell you things like it was Rohit's first Test century outside of India, slowest ever 50 of his Test career. It took 145 balls to get the first 50, but then only 59 balls to get the second 50. So is that smart play by Rohit? Is he taking his time? Is he striking when he should? Is this the perfect Mr. Sharma?
Definitely, I believe this is the format which he's playing. Then definitely, yes. We saw the critics which were going before the test match had started. We said that Rohit Sharma doesn't deserve to be in the team. He only scores in the Indian condition, but that's not right. He proved himself, his worth, and the way he played, I felt all the session. I believe he led pretty well. We saw Pujara did struggle, and these were the most reliant players on which we had some kind of hope that they will deliver, and we had slight less expectation from the two openers. But the way Rohit Sharma stepped up, I knew that his century was just on the way. It was a matter of time. But the way, the kind of patience and resilience which he showed, he was not going for that pull shot, and rather Cheteshwar Pujara was going for the pull shot. So that's how the test match changes. But Rohit Sharma, he played definitely well. Hadn't he played that well, India couldn't have been in the position which we are right now.
Right, yeah. Key man yesterday, Kunal and Sanika, welcome this morning. And just tell me again how you're feeling after reflecting on yesterday now. Again, Rohit's performance in particular.
No, actually, I was very happy because अब तक तीनों टेस्ट सीरीज टेस्ट में हम लोग उन लोग के साइड से सेंचुरीज देख रहे थे. And in this match, we got a century. So I was so happy yesterday after his century.
And mainly it benefited us in very, very much. I think a lot of pressure was on the openers because we kind of know they are the ones just for Indian batting lineup is relying on right now. Even if others play or they don't play, but then there's no reliability factor over there as of now. So, उस हिसाब से, something like Sachin है तो Sachin खेलेगा like during his prime days. In that sense, a few years ago it used to be Virat का, मतलब Virat is going to anchor the innings no matter what. Similarly, especially in this series, I would say Rohit and KL have been doing that job. Unfortunately, KL out हो गया, I think half an hour पहले before lunch. But then I feel the kind of start that they put forth, that foundation was very crucial, and I think that's one of the reasons why we are in a very good position right now.
Yeah, and even we can say Pujara is back in the form.
Yeah. Pujara, yeah, he seems confident right now.
Yeah.
Well, why? Why is Pujara back in form? Gurkirat, actually, I'll bring this one back to you. And by the way, I'm trying to say hi to Koshik, whose message he says, I agree with Gurkirat. Each and every session and day is most important. Okay, all right. I hear your point. I just tried to make a counterpoint, but there you go. Gurkirat, why is Pujara in form? Is he in form, or is it that the pitch is flattened, the ball's not doing much, it's nice, easy play for Pujara?
You can play on a road where the ball's not moving at all, but you still have to score runs. So it's a combination of a lot of factors. Some people would say that he's got the intent back. Some people would say that he started playing the cut once again. But you have to realize that he's measuring his options, and he's measuring in shots quite well. Now, when he realized that Craig Overton was into the attack and he was bowling slightly outside the off stump, giving him width, he pounced on it, which is very similar to what he was doing in Leeds. Whenever he got the ball on the pads, he made sure that he's going to ensure that the bad deliveries go for runs. And it's something that he's done yesterday once again. I don't think that there was a difference in intent as such. It's just that he got a few more bad balls early on, and then he made it sure that whatever bad ball is coming to him, he will make it a point to attack. And if there's one batsman who you can always expect not to struggle or dominate Moeen Ali, it is Cheteshwar Pujara, because you can bowl spin, any kind of spin all day to Cheteshwar Pujara, he'll be unperturbed. He's never lost his wicket to Rangana Herath, who's probably the best spinner that he's played in his entire Test career. So if the likes of Rangana Herath and Nathan Lyon are not going to trouble Cheteshwar Pujara, so Moeen Ali is going to have a very little chance. I wouldn't really say that Pujara was out of form or batting poorly. It's just that the weakness that he had in Australia or in this series is something that the likes of Cummins, Hazelwood, and Anderson have thrived upon. But once they go out of the attack, then there's no one else who can tie him down at that fourth stump line. And if he's able to survive that spell, then he scores runs, and because he knows where the runs are going to come from. So it's not that he's done anything different from what he was doing in Australia. It's just that England bowlers haven't been as accurate as what you would say a Cummins or a Hazelwood were. That's about it.
So surely then now the pressure then, because you say the pressure's on the bowlers, we know what England players will be saying overnight, we know what India players will be saying overnight. Who's the pressure on, actually, Kunal and Sanika? Who do you think is feeling it the most coming out there this morning?
So I think the pressure is more on India because we are in a strong position as of now. I won't say we are in a winning position but then surely we are on the driving seat right now. At such points, we've actually seen Indian team falter. So I think again, the yesterday situation is here. We have an opportunity to capitalize. I think we've already capitalized yesterday, but then to even solidify our initial capitalization. So I think that's where we have kind of faltered beforehand, and I think there's a pressure on them to make sure that there are two new batsmen on the crease, Jadeja and Virat Kohli, and they both have to survive for 1 minute. I mean, Not entire session would be a little bit too much for them, but then almost entire session, something like KL and Rahul did yesterday, and both are really talented and in touch as well. So I think they should be able to do it.
Yeah, even Kaushik here is saying India has to play the first session without losing a wicket. There's
That's
that's
more
what.
important to decide the outcome of the game. Kohli is looking in good touch, and so is Jadeja. If Jadeja and Kohli stay in the first session, India will be in a very good commanding session. Totally agree with that. But I think again, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this is where the pressure is actually on the Indian team, because England kind of are in a position where the match is already slipping out of their hands, so they don't. So they just have to attack and get the best performance out. But then India doesn't have to mess things up. So that's the tricky part for us.
And actually, talking about this, because you're saying about that first session, we know there's been a pattern, a kind of unofficial pattern, I suppose, throughout this series. Maybe you've seen it happen again before with India's play, but when one wicket goes, there tends to be a little cluster after it. Not just for actually India, for England as well. It's happened a couple of times in this series. So hence that pressure is on this first session. Yadad, talk to me about Ravi Jadeja, because all eyes on him. Is there pressure on him? Has he got to now step up? Is this his day?
You can kind of say that it's his time to prove, but another thing that Ravindra Jadeja deserved his chance, and that's why he has been promoted, because we saw Jadeja batting quite comfortably. There was no hesitance whether he had to play on the ball or with the ball. He was facing the likes of Anderson and Robinson with the new ball as well, and he was looking quite comfortable. It was just that he got stuck with the tail enders, and then he had to go for that big shots, either it's skyway or anyway. So I believe sending him up the order than Ajinkya Rahane, it's not that we are demotivating Ajinkya Rahane. It's just that it adds that effect. We were talking this about yesterday and a day before that. Once a left-hander, right-hander comes in, it kinds of force the bowler to change his line and length. So that would be a tactical move. And another thing is that Jadeja deserves it, because he had been batting quite brilliantly, and I felt that promoting him would be justice to the team, and especially when your middle order is not in form, someone like a Ravindra Jadeja who can save the collapse. If we have seen whenever a wicket falls, Ajinkya Rahane comes in, and he also looks kind of in two ways, either to attack or to negotiate the ball. So sending someone like Ravindra Jadeja was a positive move, and I think that it should be continued. It should not be like it was just in one match, but I felt that this is a move for in case for the future aspect. If there is no Ajinkya Rahane, then we can have someone like a Ravindra Jadeja to consider him as a pure batsman, and then we can consider him as a part timer. So maybe that will give us 6 bowling options. So that's another aspect. But as of now, Jadeja, all eyes would be on him. First session, not importantly, I believe all the 3 sessions are important, because we have been talking time to time about the first session, and then what happens? India got all out in the first session, and there are no second and the third. So take all the session. Most importantly, yes, first would be a more tricky one, because the new ball is only 12 overs old, so it would be more important. But first and the second set are the key for it.
Okay, yeah, and you're right. Gurpreet, your thoughts on Jadeja as well? Meaning, again, I'm going by the general feel, and this is an India squad that are performing when they're kind of pressed up against the wall a little bit. When the pressure's on, it's like it's do or die time. We saw Rohit come out and play brilliantly yesterday when it was do or die time. Is the same kind of pressure on Jadeja? Does he know actually he's got to prove his point, prove his place in the squad, prove his position in the squad, and that's why he's got to step up?
No.
Okay, thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you same time tomorrow. Bus. That's it.
Let me explain. It's all outside noise, probably because he's been promoted ahead of Ajinkya Rahane. But what people are not realizing is that since 1st Jan 2016, Ravindra Jadeja averages 41 with the bat, and Ajinkya Rahane is averaging 33 with the bat. So, and he's averaging 25 with the ball. So if someone who's averaging 41 with the bat and averaging 25 with the ball, if he's under pressure, then I'm not sure which cricketer is not under pressure, because you'll struggle to find anyone who's doing so well in both the aspects. Which is why I keep repeating the point that it is not Ravindra Jadeja who should be questioned about his place in the side. It should be whether India want to play Ashwin or they want to play 4 pacers. I think I said it yesterday, or after the end of second day's play. Ravindra Jadeja is the engine oil to the side. You can't fault the engine oil if the pistons of the engine are not working. So there is no pressure as such, if you ask me, on Ravindra Jadeja. Someone who's been averaging 40 plus with the bat for the last 5 years. If he's under pressure, then probably everyone's under pressure. Then you could say each and every individual is under pressure. He averages probably second best to Ravi Chandran Ashwin. He has an average of 25. And people a lot of times compare him with Ben Stokes. His numbers in the last 5 years are better than Ben Stokes. I'd actually like people to check it.
Oh,
So there's no pressure on Ravindra Jadeja, quite honestly.
I like that. You see that? The CEO didn't give us the stats. He set you homework. I'd like the people. And when now you feel under pressure. You feel like, hold a minute, when this show ends, I'm going to go online. I'm going to go check some stats. Why? Because Master G has told you so. Okay, so if Ravi Jadeja is the engine oil, who's the accelerator? Who's steering? What? Virat is the steering wheel then, right?
Yeah.
Who's the accelerator, Gurkir?
The accelerator have to be your batsmen who are at the openers, and then the 3-4, along with, you could say, Rishabh Pant, the keeper, and then the other suspension or whatever part you want to call it is the bowler.
Good. I like this one.
Because if you realize it, there is no better fifth bowler at this point of time in the entire cricketing world. I'd say probably Jason Holder comes close, but Jason Holder doesn't average 40 with the bat. He averages somewhere around 30. He averages 20 odd with the ball. So, you have to weigh your options and then see. And like I said, Ben Stokes has also over the last 2 years become more of a batting all-rounder, because he's not even bowling 15 overs in a test match, because they already have the likes of Sam Curran and Moeen Ali along with Chris Woakes. So I keep going back to this. Any criticism of Ravindra Jadeja at this point of time is not fair, because he's the only one who's lending balance to the side. All your issues are surrounding before Ravindra Jadeja and after him. Who are the 4 below him, and then who are the 3, 4, 5 above him. If they are not doing anything, then it's unfair to criticize him. And like I said, the numbers speak for themselves. You cannot be averaging 41 if you've been doing poorly for the last 5 years. He scored 15 50s in the last 5 years. So I don't remember any other number 7 who's done that well.
True. And then in the car, who's the cup holder? Who would the cup? No, okay, no, we forget the car. No more car analogies. We've done that. I'm just trying to work out where everybody fits in. Let's cross over to the Bharat Army guys. They are there. They're at the Oval. Sun is shining, and it's all looking glorious in London town right now. Let's see what things look like down by the pitch. Over to my Bharat Army boys. Where are you, lads?
Good morning from day 4 from the Oval with the Bharat Army on the 4th test. What an amazing day yesterday was, Akshay. In terms of the series, is that the best that you've seen so far?
100%, and it was probably the most important day of the series as well. It could have gone either way. We all knew it'd be a good deck to bat on, but you've got to take advantage of the conditions, and we did exactly that. Yeah. I thought Rohit and Pujara batted beautifully. All the stick criticism Pujara's got, he silenced all the doubters. Yeah. He stepped up when it matters, he put the bad balls away, and he played with intent. So we got a platform today. Yeah. Cody Jadeja at the crease with Rahane Pant waiting in the wings. Again, we want to bat and bat and bat, and take the loss completely out of the equation, and go on and win the game.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? Just to bat long, right? 100%. Take the loss out of the equation. But let's just have a moment to reflect yesterday, right? How good was Hitman yesterday?
Oh man, he's been waiting to explode with a big score. He's had a brilliant series so far. He's always got the starts. I think every innings he's faced more than 100 balls, and he said that was one of his goals. He's done a role as an opener, and we were just waiting for him to come good with a big 100, and that's what he did yesterday. But the importance of that innings, as well as but let's not forget about KL Rahul in their opening stand. But hopefully the middle order can support the great foundations that we've had at the start.
Yeah, and listen, England came back strongly, right? Took 2 wickets with a new ball. Yeah. The ball's not that old. Looking at the conditions, they're very different from what they were yesterday, right? Yesterday, for the majority of the morning session, was very cloudy, very overcast. The ball wasn't doing that much. What do we expect today from the Indian batsmen? We've got the skipper out there, we've got Jadeja out there. We've actually still got Rahane and Pant as well, right? Yeah. And Shardul as well, right? Yeah. So What can we expect from our batting lineup this morning and throughout the day?
Yeah, well, I think it'll be a good day to bat once again. But you always got to be a bit cautious. First hour, the ball will do something. Always does.
Yeah.
So I think if Jadeja and Kohli can hang around for the first hour, they can cash in later on. Right. And ideally, you want to be in a situation where these guys have got a really good partnership, and it sort of sets the stage for Rishabh Pant to come in, play the way he plays, and hopefully without pressure, he might score some runs. Yeah. So that's what we want to do. And if we can get a little bowl at them later on, take a couple of early wickets going into tomorrow, it is game on.
About 2 sessions?
100% bat 2 sessions. Get another lead of about another 200 odd.
Yeah.
Like Akshay said, eliminate the loss.
Yeah.
Back our bowlers.
Yeah.
Also for Anderson to bowl 2 more sessions out there, drain him out for the next test.
Yeah.
Let's set ourselves up to win the series 4-1.
Yeah. 4-1?
3-1.
3-1. All right, actually, what would you take as a lead?
I would like 350.
Yeah.
I think 350 is too big for England to chase.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to go too high that they don't think they've got a chance of chasing it.
Yeah.
And they go in their shell, and on a good batting track they just block. You want to give them a chance. They play their shots in the final day, and they believe they can, and that's where the slips come into play, and we nick off while they drive.
Absolutely. Well, look, it's another sellout at the Oval. The Bharat Army stand was absolutely rocking yesterday on our pink day. It's white day today, right? And today's going to be rocking as well. So let's hope for another good day and set up a victory. Come on, India! Come on!
Yep, we're set up. We're set up for White Day. Clearly, I got the memo a little bit late. Well done. We're all ready. Look at that. You can see there's so many factors to consider in today's play and how it goes, but everybody's saying the same thing. The first hour is key.
Yeah.
But in the same way, the opposition in their show right now with Timmy Sandhu, right, the English guy who's the bootleg version of me, right, with his nice hair combed to one side, eating a cucumber sandwich. He's talking to Gary, Yari, Kevin, and Sarah about we got to destroy them in the first hour. That's what's going. That's the parallel universe to our world. So what do we do? Do we just? I mean, what's the strategy? What's the mindset now going out there, Kunal? What do we want to see? How do they do it? It's great to say this is what we want, but how is it achieved?
So for the Indian batsman, right? Or
Yes.
from the English point of view.
Yeah. Who are you? Are you Kevin and Sarah?
So right now, just again, get into the rhythm. It's the very first session. It's not that you guys are not in touch. You guys can bat. You did that yesterday, but as of now, just get to understand the conditions and everything well. Assess the pitch as well, so that you will be benefited when you guys have to come out to bowl as well. So that in that sense, it will be useful for our bowlers as well. I think if there are some quick wickets falling, I think the focus should be on surviving till the end of the day, as in till at least tea, instead of going for the quick fire. And so usually what we notice is if in the first session we lose 2-3 wickets in the first hour, they might actually try to increase the scoring rate, and they'll actually try to go for the shots and everything, which is where we lose more wickets. Instead of that, I would prefer survive, and keep on going for those 1s and 2s, and that's how we should be able to cross 250 and hopefully 300 as well.
Just take your time.
Yeah, that is if wickets fall. If wickets don't fall, then just start hitting after, let's say, in the last half an hour before you guys have decided to declare.
Okay, we should have some exciting cricket today. Then we should have some exciting play on. Good. Earlier on, you were talking to us about Jadeja and Stokes, but you had an extra point to add on about Stokes. What were you going to say about him?
Yeah, thankfully you went to the ground at the right time. I checked some numbers. Jadeja averages 41.6 with the bat in the last 5 years. Ben Stokes averages 40. Jadeja averages 24.9 with the ball. Ben Stokes averages 27.7. So that's why I said that his numbers are better than Ben Stokes. So if you're questioning Jadeja, then I'm not sure who should play in the team.
All right, then. A genuine question: Why are we questioning Jadeja? Why is that? Why does that exist? Why is there a cloud over him?
Because you could say it's probably the colonial hangover, or it's probably because of the perception that a fast bowling all-rounder is probably an all-rounder, while a spinning all-rounder is not necessarily an all-rounder. Because if you look at history, most of the all-rounders that you've seen are mostly fast bowling all-rounders, whether it be Imran Khan, Ian Botham, Richard Hadley, or Kapil Dev also. And after Kapil Dev, we had such obsession with Irfan Pathan to be an all rounder, and then with Hardik Pandya, when all this time, if we actually wanted someone to be a proper or genuine all rounder, it should have been Ravindra Jadeja, because and I'm not saying because of his development over the last 4 or 5 years, because even if you look at the first class stats of Ravindra Jadeja, he averages roughly 40-50 with the bat in first class cricket, while Hardik Pandya averages 30. Both come from the same state, so you can't even say that one is playing on flatter pitches as opposed to the other player. So it's just that we've always seen all rounders to be the ones who bat well, which Jadeja does, but bowl fast. Jack Callister and Gary Sobers as well. That is why when it comes to accepting the fact that Ravindra Jadeja is a proper all rounder who can make the side on the basis of any of the one disciplines, we have a difficult time buying it. And another reason is that he's always been under the shadow of Ravichandran Ashwin when it comes to bowling. And then when it comes to batting, he's always been under the shadow of, whether it be Virat, Pujara, or, now you would say Rohit. So there's always, a lack of focus towards him. And the focus only comes towards him when the others are not performing, which is what anything which lends balance to the side, you realize. You only realize a keeper is there when he's not collecting the balls, which is why, you realize Ravindra Jadeja's presence when others are not doing well around him. So that is how he's been. He's always had consistent performances, but he's never had what you'd say a big 100. Probably because he bats with the tail so many times. He's never had a fifer outside of India, which is why his contribution goes unnoticed. But the biggest example of Jadeja's absence was the first test match in Chennai where Root scored that double 100. Because if Ravindra Jadeja would have been there, Root wouldn't have been able to feast on the likes of Nadeem and Sundar, which he did. Because once Root had played Ishant, Bumrah and Ashwin out, he knew that the runs were going to come from the ends of Nadeem and Sundar, which is exactly what happened. If you look at the breakdown of that innings, he probably scored 50 odd runs of Nadeem and 50 odd runs of Washington Sundar. So this is why I say that all this talk of Ravindra Jadeja being replaced, it really has no cricketing merit.
Okay, so is it safe to say, Yatharth, that what Varnata is to Virat, Gurkirat is to Jadeja?
No.
He
You
come
can
on.
say that.
Yeah,
No,
I think it's.
It's to cricketing logic. I would say the same about some other player who's being questioned. It's to cricketing logic.
No, but it's great to hear, and it's cool. But what that tells me, in a way, what I'm getting from your comments, Gurkirat, is that hey, don't underestimate who we've got out there with Virat Kohli. Yes, we're focused eyes on Virat Kohli, and it's very easy about him and what we want from him, and we said that all throughout the test and the series so far. But actually, what you're saying is, hey, that guy Jadeja out there with him, he's very, very capable. So this, surely, you're all about good vibes and positive and all your little positive messages and not what's the good luck charm? That's what I was going to say. So we got a good luck duo out there, surely, for us right now.
Definitely. Whether I am on the show or not on the show, I am always in the comment cheering Team India. But talking about today's day, I feel England is going to win it again, because we're talking that first hour is going to be crucial. But the thing is that Virat will get out in the first over, and Robinson will get him, and James Anderson will just white up the tail. And I have done my bit, I feel. So taking that thing aside. Taking that thing aside, I feel that the first session is definitely important. But another thing which we need to do, that we can do, that if we negotiate the first 10 to 20 overs, then we know what to do. But what if we lose the first early wicket in the first over? Maybe that could be a good question. But then Ajinkya Rahane needs to step up, and then he needs to prove. But for me, I feel that England is winning.
Okay, I like the fact that Yadav is doing his reverse psychology thing. He wanted to say it, but he had to quickly say it because he felt so uncomfortable saying it. And went, "I've done my bit now. I'm moving on." Good, sorry.
Yeah, something on Robinson. All the focus in this series has been on Anderson, Root, but Robinson's the highest wicket taker of the series. He's taken 20 wickets now, and his average is below 20, better than both Bumrah's and Anderson. So this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes when a player is under someone's shadow, he slips under the radar, and his good performances go unnoticed, and which has happened with Robinson. We don't realize it, but Robinson has had such a huge impact in this series. He's taken 20 wickets at an average of less than 20. which is better than, like I said, both Bumrah and James Anderson, who you could argue on quality and pedigree are the two best bowlers of the series. So if he's done better than both of them, then definitely he's one threat, which I feel somewhere both the fans and the team have underestimated to some extent.
Okay. So don't drop our guard. We go into this hard. We go in fighting. Kunal and Sanaka, is this going to be our day? Final point from you guys, please.
I have a strong feeling that yes, we'll be in a very good position by the end of the day. So hopefully, let's see.
Sanaka, what will you be doing today for good luck?
I don't know.
I just hope
but
Yatharth's reverse jinx works.
yeah,
I'm
I just
hoping for
want
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, shit, I love it.
Everyone
Sanaka,
just
Sanaka,
reverse jinx it. Everyone just reverse jinx it.
everyone just what?
Reverse jinx it.
Okay, reversing it. This is going to be a terrible day. It's awful. All I'm looking, listen, I can tell you now, as I'm looking out my window, it's warm. It's a hot day. It's a great day for Test cricket. We're at the end of the summer. It's the start of September. Kids are all going back to school now and next week. So this kind of marks the end of the summer. I just hope that today is going to be as exciting as it's all built up to be. And I'm very much ready. We all are ready. Thank you for watching, as always, Bharat Army fans and Team India fans all around the world. Thank you to Dafa News. Thank you to the CEO, to my apprentice, and to my what do we call you guys? If they're the CEO, these are my worker bees. These are just there every day. My shift workers. That's what it was. The night shift workers. They'll work any shift. They're there. You're my Jadeja. You're my quiet. The focus is on these guys. Oh, Virat Kohli. Oh, whoever. But actually, you're the ones quietly picking up the runs, doing the work for me. So thank you. We'll catch you at stumps at the end of the day. Come on, Team India. Let's have a great day of cricket. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.